The Allied invasion of Europe to recapture France from the Nazis has begun. Across France, the French resistance, supplied and coordinated by SOE, launch into action. In London, F-Section monitor the sabotage activity.
There's palpable excitement. Buckmaster and Vera are watching as these messages come in. There's already been acts of sabotage, trying to disrupt the train lines, trying to disrupt communication lines, blow up bridges, blowing up telephone exchanges, to try and disrupt the Germans as much as possible. It's chaotic, but it's exhilarating.
In the flurry of messages coming in from their agents, they receive one that is unusual.
Sir, message from call sign Leopold.
Leopold?
Leopold is inactive. He was arrested in '43.
Thank you for the large delivery of weapons and ammunition. Incredibly grateful for the information on your plans and objectives. Signed, the Gestapo.
The Gestapo?
It's not the only message F-Section received that day from the Nazis' feared secret police.
Buck?
Another. Thank you for the supply drop. Equipment gratefully received. Unfortunately, some of your agents had to be shot. Others were more open to do what we asked. The Gestapo.
What the hell are they playing at?
Send a reply. Sorry to see your nerves are shot, and your resilience isn't as strong as ours. Buckmaster.
Yes, sir.
Still, SOE circuits and French resistance fighters continue their clandestine attacks against the Nazis. And the Allied soldiers fight their way ashore. But their position is precarious. They need to firm up their hold of the beachhead and be ready for when German reinforcements hit back. Work at F-Section doesn't stop. Wireless messages of German targets being hit continue to stream in.
Sabotage by those SOE networks was absolutely crucial during D-Day. And the Germans were so angry at this success that an order went out to hunt down Vera's agents.
Just days after D-Day, F-Section received news on one of their agents, recently parachuted into France.
Buck. Violette Szabo has been captured.
Violette is already a widow. She's got a 2-year-old daughter, and the thought that Violette might not come back is just unthinkable.
Where?
The report is brief.
Does it say where she's being held?
It just says captured. Nothing else.
In the Limousin region of France, resistance fighters pull off an audacious mission.
They have kidnapped the commander of the 2nd SS Panzer Division, Das Reich, And of course, the Nazis are furious about this. They want their commander back. And so they start to ramp up their control of the area. They put in roadblocks, trying to capture resistance members, and they start to punish the resistance for what they've done.
The Nazis are out for revenge and choose the village of Oradour-sur-Glane to send a bloody message to the French people. Resistance efforts will be brutally crushed. In London, F-Section monitor sabotage attacks across France.
They've hit another fuel depot.
Good. Their tanks are thirsty beasts. They'll be running on fumes by the time they reach Normandy.
If they make it that far.
But soon, news of the massacre reaches Buckmaster.
Sir, a report from France. You need to read it now.
Thank you.
Buck? What is it?
The SS. The resistance captured their commander. They massacred a village.
What?
Over 600 dead. Women, children. I thought the Germans had honor, that they acted like gentlemen.
Buck.
I never thought they'd do something like this. Bastards!
The news of the massacre at Oradour-sur-Glane really is shocking for Buckmaster, that the Germans have sunk so low that they'll massacre innocent women and children.
Where did this happen? Buck, where did this happen?
Limousin.
Limousin. Violette was operating out of Limousin before capture.
But no further information on Violette has come through. In northern France, the Allies consolidate their foothold in Normandy and prepare to push out deeper into the country.
F-Section is a hive of activity, organising weapons drops, ammunitions, explosives for the French resistance to stop the Germans being able to defend themselves against the Allied attack.
Buck, a message from call sign Bursa. The Scholar Circuit are requesting a supply drop to the Jura region.
Bursa is Vera's agent, Yvonne Baisden. And she's been operating in France for about 3 months in the Jura region, which is to the east of France.
Authorize the drop.
On the 25th of June, 1944, 32 flying fortresses were flown over by the RAF. And they released 440 parachutes. And attached to those parachutes were canisters full of weapons and explosives and arms and equipment needed by the resistance.
It's the largest daylight parachute drop of the war. Hidden at the drop zone is Yvonne with a team of resistance fighters.
It took 48 hours for those canisters to be emptied and for the equipment to be stored, meaning that every minute and every hour that went by, they were more and more at risk of being caught. But Yvonne was so excited when this happened, and she said as every one of those parachutes opened, hope was attached to them.
After a frantic 2 days on the ground, Yvonne and her team are exhausted. With the last container collected, they leave the drop zone and head back to their headquarters. At F section, messages from the circuits flood in. Targets are being hit. The resistance are taking the fight to the Germans across the country.
But that's tinged with uncertainty. What about the agents? How many have survived? How many have the Germans managed to capture?
Then, F section finally receives the report they've been waiting for.
Eva, what is it?
Violette is with 2 resistance men, and they're driving to meet other SOE leaders. But what they don't know is the resistance have caught one of the SS commanders of the 2nd Panzer Division, and the Germans are frantic to get him back.
They start mounting roadblocks and they start searching people, asking everybody for their papers. Where were they when this happened?
No.
What? I thought you said this road was clear.
It was.
What?
It was. It's a new checkpoint.
They can't search us.
I know.
They can't search us. If they search the car, they'll find our weapons. We have British weapons. If they search the car, they'll know we're resistance. We can't be captured.
Stop the car. We make for the woods. Try to lose them.
We go now. Move.
Halt! Violette's escaping, she twists her ankle. It was already damaged from the parachute drop she'd done during training as an SOE agent.
Are you hit?
No. It's my ankle.
Can you walk on it?
No. You go. I'll fend them off as long as I can. Go. Go!
She's basically immobile at this point. So she provides cover fire for the resistance men so that they can get away.
report ends. Violette was held by the SS in the French city of Limoges, but has since disappeared. She is one of many agents now missing. Since D-Day, Allied forces have made steady gains against the Germans. 2 months after the Normandy landings, the Nazis are forced to abandon the French capital.
The liberation of Paris was the moment everybody had been waiting for. The relief of finally being able to be in the city and not be under German occupation just must have been phenomenal.
With the Allies pushing deeper into France, what's left of SOE's circuits begin to lose their importance.
Boddington is travelling, he's lecturing to Allied forces on the conditions in France. Buckmaster himself has set up in the Hotel Cecil in Paris. And he will then very quickly start a tour of the surviving circuits.
At F section, work begins to slow down and staff start to leave. But disturbing reports are coming in about the fate of SOE's agents. Vera is tasked with making sense of them all.
Goodbye, Miss Atkins. Sorry, Flight Officer Atkins.
Yes, goodbye.
But Vera, no longer a civilian and now commissioned in the Women's Auxiliary Air Force, stays in London. Paris is back in Allied hands, but the victory came at a huge cost to SOE's agents.
It was understood that the casualty numbers would be quite high, particularly surrounding the D-Day landings. Many more female agents had been sent out in 1944 than before, and this was Vera's responsibility. She's the one who's sent them to France in the first place.
With Paris liberated, the human toll of this decision comes into focus. Of the more than 400 SOE agents dispatched to France, 118 are missing. 16 of them are Vera's women.
After the liberation, at the hotel where F Section have set up a new office, a man turns up and he's angry, he's furious.
Marcel Rousset, an F Section agent with the code name Leopold, demands to see anyone in the British Secret Service.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but do you think you could fetch someone from SOE for me? Now!
He had been captured by the Gestapo, and in fact, it was even his radio that was used by the Gestapo to send the taunting signals to SOE headquarters on D-Day.
Hello, I'm Nancy. How can I help?
So by any chance, I am...
He is angry. He's absolutely furious at mistakes that SOE has made, that so many agents have been captured. Please take a seat here, sir.
An SOE officer sits down with Rousset for a debriefing on his time in captivity.
He might know who has actually been arrested by the Gestapo. He might know who has survived.
So, Buckmaster...
Rousset says how stupid everyone at F Section had been, particularly Buckmaster and Vera, and how they had risked agents' lives.
I would love to meet him face to face.
The SD Sicherheitsdienst forced him to relay radio messages back to London. And he quite deliberately totally follows SOE protocol, which is that he doesn't include special code words as a warning to SOE But they just ignored this and continued to accept the messages that came from his radio as genuine.
His interrogation report is explosive and provides Vera with important leads to the whereabouts of her missing agents. At F section, Vera receives Rousset's interrogation report. After his arrest, he's taken to the SD headquarters in Paris at 84 Avenue Foch. The SD is the SS intelligence agency and worked hand in hand with the Gestapo.
Here, Rousset is confronted with Prosper's wireless operator, Gilbert Norman, codename Butcher.
It was Norman who told the Germans that Rousset was SOE wireless operator Leopold. And he also tells Rousset that the Gestapo know everything about SOE and their activities.
So Suttle, who's the organizer of that circuit, and Norman had given up everything about the Prosper circuit in Paris in order to try and save his life and maybe other agents' lives as well.
Rousset is advised to do the same.
Had he given up every piece of information? What had he told them? Can you imagine how awful it was for Vera? Just finding out that they could have revealed so much that every time Vera sent a woman over, she was just basically feeding them straight into the German prisons.
In the Gestapo's cells, Rousset is held in solitary confinement. But by tapping on the wall in Morse code, he manages to communicate with an SOE agent in the cell next to his. Rousset learns that a wireless operator with the codename Madeleine is also being held by the Nazis.
Noor Inayat Khan goes under the codename Madeleine.
Noor hadn't surfaced after the liberation of Paris. Vera assumed she'd been captured, but no further intel had been discovered. Rousset's report suggests that Noor had been in the Gestapo's prison in Paris. His report continues. From Paris, the women prisoners were then transferred to Germany.
This is news to Vera. She wasn't aware that any female prisoners have been transferred to Germany. Where were they? Where have they gone?
Could those women have been her agents? Could one of them have been Noor?
Frustratingly, Rousset's intel now dries up. He remains in the Gestapo's prison, working as a cleaner until 2 days after D-Day. Noticing a gate unlocked, he knocks out a guard and makes his escape. Vera haunts the F-section operations room, waiting for any news on her missing women's spies. Then, a report comes in from a member of Yvonne Baisden's SOE circuit.
After Yvonne and her colleagues had hidden all the equipment that had come in on this daylight parachute drop, they headed back to their headquarters.
But soon after they arrive, everything changes.
The Germans, they're coming.
What?
We spotted a patrol of German soldiers. They're heading for us.
Do we have time to move?
No.
Hide what you can, then hide yourself.
The Germans who arrived, they just heard a tip-off that this building might be of some interest, and they're just going to do a cursory search.
There is literally nobody in sight. They can't find anybody. So they leave, but they just leave behind one person.
He's effectively watching it just in case something happens or somebody arrives. One can only imagine what would be going through the minds of Yvonne and her team as they are hiding, holding their breath, not moving, because they have to be totally quiet.
And then the plumbing makes a noise.
Hello? Is anybody in there? I heard something. Keep searching.
In London, Vera scours Allied intelligence reports, searching for any clues to her agents' whereabouts.
Who survived? Where were they being held? And where were they now?
She has cause for optimism. Some agents are surfacing after the liberation of Paris.
One of her agents, Mary Herbert, astonishingly, has survived hiding in a farmhouse in France. It gives Vera hope that some of the other women might still be alive.
But for those still missing, few details are known. F-section operations are all but wound down. But Vera remains.
She is worried about her agents, about the women she sent into the field. She has to find out where they are.
The work is all-encompassing, searching for any trace of where her agents were transported to in Germany, and where they could be rescued from once the Allies are victorious. In October, British officials investigate 84 Avenue Foch, the Nazis' former intelligence headquarters in Paris.
Some of her agents were held in captivity there. By piecing together what happened there, maybe she'll get some information about her lost agents.
I visited the torture chamber at Avenue Foch, where Kiefer had an office.
Hans Kiefer was the head of the SD in Paris during the German occupation. He's the man who convinced Gilbert Norman to reveal everything he knew about SOE operations.
Hans Kiefer would have been personally in charge of the SOE agents who were held at that prison. Kiefer would have to have known, first of all, who was held in his prison and what happened to them.
The report continues.
I found a moving inscription from men and women who knew they had lost everything except their honor. But I was informed during the last few days before the departure of the Germans that several people had been taken downstairs into the courtyard and shot.
It's a tragic revelation. Were her agents executed in this group?
She has to track down Kiefer. He must know where Vera's agents are. He must know what's happened to them.
In the meantime, she has the agonizing task of updating the families of the missing agents on what is known about them. Before Noor departed for France, Vera had promised to send her mother periodic good news letters, which she had. But now, the tone of these letters has to change.
From all the reports of Noor's training, everybody was saying that she wasn't ready, but Paris needed a wireless operator. And immediately she'd put this young woman into the jaws of the Gestapo.
Dear Mrs. Inayat Khan, I am extremely sorry to have to inform you that we have recently lost touch with your daughter. Due to the confused state of affairs in France, we were not unduly worried, but I am afraid now your daughter must be considered as missing. Although there is every reason to believe that she will eventually be notified to us as a prisoner of war.
Just the idea of writing letters to the family, that's heartbreaking. But Vera's got other issues that she has to worry about. And the British government was never very happy about sending women combatants overseas because they were not protected by the Geneva Convention. And that meant the Nazis could do whatever they liked with them.
She also has fear about her own future because once it is revealed in the public that something has happened to these women, she's also fearful about the consequences for her as the person who sent them out.
I would impress upon you, in the interests of your daughter's safety, that you make no inquiries with regard to her, except through me.
By January 1945, the Allies are making steady gains, and Nazi Germany is on its knees. But many agents are still missing. Despite combing through any and all intelligence documents, Vera's investigation finds no trace of them. She now lobbies inside SOE.
What Vera wants to do, as the Allies are moving through Germany, is to give the names of her agents to the Allied troops so that when they liberate camps and prisoners of war, they can see if any of her agents are prisoners. They can rescue them. At the height of F-Section operations, Vera is Buckmaster's right-hand man. She's right in the centre of all of the major decisions. But once F-Section is over and Buckmaster is gone, it becomes incredibly difficult to convince anybody that her plight within SOE is worth pursuing.
Particularly John Center, the head of SOE's security division and a commander in the Royal Navy.
Atkins.
Yes, sir.
A memo of yours just came across my desk.
Yes, sir.
A memo suggesting that we give out the names of our agents, publish their names for the Red Cross, the American Army, the Soviet Army.
Yes, sir. So that once those forces begin liberating POW camps, they will have a register of all of our missing agents.
Atkins, you do understand what we do here, the work we did during the war.
Yes, sir. But
then you'll also understand the meaning of secret as in the term secret agent.
Sir, if I may.
Flight Officer Atkins, let me remind you, you are addressing a commander in the Royal Navy.
Sir.
The war is not yet over. How long do you think it would be before the Germans also got to see those names? Why should we advertise who our agents are on a register for our enemies to see?
Sir, the Germans are spent. This is our best chance of finding our agents, women agents, alive.
Consider your request denied on security grounds.
He's wanting to find out where were the security leaks in SOE. He's not interested in the fate of the missing agents.
Stick with the welfare work.
Vera is stymied from trying to find her agents. All she can do is just pick up on intelligence reports to find out what's happened to these agents, because unless she finds out, who will?
In March 1945, Vera receives a report by French investigators searching Fresnes prison in Paris.
This is the Gestapo prison where people were held when they were not being interrogated and tortured. And it indicates something really quite disturbing for Vera. Next to the name of one of the prisoners is N and N. This means Nacht und Nebel, or night and fog. The Nacht und Nebel order was decreed by Hitler that people who have been involved in espionage or resistance are, to him, so despicable that they have to be punished in an extraordinary way. Not only will they be captured, interrogated, tortured, and then killed, but they're supposed to disappear without a trace. They will disappear as into night and fog.
If Vera's women were discovered to be foreign spies, the order stated they should be executed, with no trace of them left. And with Nazi Germany now on the back foot, there's a fear that Hitler will take revenge on all prisoners and order for them to be killed. Time is running out to find her missing women alive. By April 1945, Germany is in total collapse. As the Allies push forward, stories of the Nazis' atrocities start pouring in. They begin preparing the ground for war crimes trials. But for this, they'll need evidence, something that captured SOE agents could provide.
The Foreign Office, now they want to release the SOE agents' names. Vera is allowed to issue the names of her agents so that people liberating these prisoner of war camps can find them.
If they are found, there is now a register for their return to Britain. If they survived. On the 30th of April, 1945, with Berlin all but captured by the Red Army, Hitler commits suicide. By the 8th of May, the Allies accept Nazi Germany's unconditional surrender. The war in Europe is over. Amid the celebrations in London, Vera gets news that gives her hope her agents survived. On the 20th of May, 1945, Yvonne Baisden, captured and missing, turns up at Euston Station in London.
Miss Atkins, how did you get here? Where are we going?
I'm taking you home. Your father is waiting.
My father?
From Euston Station, Vera takes Yvonne Baisden back to her family home in Brockwell Park in London.
Yvonne. Please, come in. You look weak. Let me make you something to eat.
What happened after you were captured? Did you see anyone else? Other agents? Yvonne, I need you to think.
After I was caught, they sent me east to a prison, to a place called Saarbrücken. There I started seeing some familiar faces, agents I'd been in training with. I saw they've got the whole of Baker Street. I didn't talk to them. I kept my distance. You see, I told the Germans after they caught me that I was just an ordinary French girl. Caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. That was my cover. So I had to keep my distance. I couldn't let the Nazis know that I was an agent. It was my only hope of getting out alive. Then they moved us all to a camp north of Berlin.
Who went with you?
I remember Violette. A couple of others from F section.
Violette Szabo.
Yes. Violette and the others, we were all sent to Ravensbrück concentration camp. It was a camp just for women.
Ravensbrück. A women's only concentration camp.
At this time, very little is widely known about concentration camps. Very few people have heard about them. The idea of there being one just for women, I mean, it's completely horrifying.
One day, Violette and the others just disappeared. I never saw them again. And then the Russians came and liberated us. The Red Cross took me to Malmo in Sweden in a bus. The RAF flew me to Scotland. I found a train to Houston.
While horrific that Vera finds out her agents went to Ravensbrück, the female concentration camp, she can place them somewhere and she knows where they were.
Thank you. I'll leave you both. You have a lot to catch up on.
Vera was incredibly happy to find Yvonne. It might be possible she's able to trace all of her missing agents.
But had they survived? And where were they all now?